Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a title like this one in Premiere Pro. So to get started, I've already made a new project and I've imported some footage. So I'm going to drag it right here to create a new sequence, and then I'm going to switch over to the graphics workspace. Now I'm going to click right here and I'm going to add a new text layer, and then I'm going to change the text. I'm going to change it to title, but you can change it to whatever you like. The next step is going to be adding a rectangle. So I'm going to click right here where it says rectangle, and as you can see, here it is. So you can see the two shapes that we've made so far right here, and also in the effect controls panel. So I'm going to rename this shape to stroke, and then as you can see, I've enabled stroke and I've set the stroke width to 8. So I'm going to align it to the center, and I'm going to do the same thing with the text, and then you can change the size of this rectangle so that it matches the text. Once you're happy with the way it looks, you need to align both to the center, and then as you can see, my text right here is a bit off, and that's because of the font that I'm using. So then you can manually adjust it by simply dragging the X and the Y position until it's centered. So the first step is going to be animating the rectangle. So I'm going to go right here to the beginning of this layer, and we're going to be animating the path of this rectangle. So I'm going to set a keyframe by enabling the animation by clicking right here, and then we're going to move 5 frames forwards. So the shortcut for doing that is Shift and the right arrow key, and then we're going to create another path keyframe. Now we're going to go back to the first one, and we're simply going to drag this, not like that, I'm going to undo that. We're going to drag this up like this, and we're going to drag this down. And we simply have animated this. So the shape is going to go from this line into a rectangle. And if you make any mistakes to undo this, you just press Ctrl Z. So now we're going to need to do the same thing right here at the end. So let's go all the way to the end. And then let's create a path keyframe. And then let's press Shift and the left arrow key to move 5 frames backwards and create another keyframe. And then we can go to the last keyframe and we can do the same thing. So move the bottom part up and the top part down. So as you can see, now it looks like this. The next step is going to be taking this shape and then pressing Ctrl C while it's selected, and then Ctrl V, and right now we have pretty much duplicated it. But we're going to rename the second one to black fill. And we're going to enable the fill and turn off the stroke, and I'm going to set its opacity to 50%. So you can use pretty much any color that you like. You just need to place it right here above the text and above the other shape layer so that it's not affecting them. And like I've said, you can use any color that you like. For example, you can use red, but for this tutorial, I'm going to use black. So since we've pretty much copied and pasted this, we have duplicated its properties, so we have duplicated those keyframes. And as you can see, we don't have to animate this rectangle right now, it's already animated. What we need to do right now is animate this text. So we're going to click on the text layer right here, and we're going to drop it down. And as you can see, we can create a 4-point polygon mask. If you click on it, this is what you get. So you need to adjust these corners approximately to the corners of the rectangles that we have created. So like this. And right now, if I change the position of the text, you can see that it's no longer visible once it leaves the edge of this rectangle. So that's what the mask is doing. So to undo that, I'm going to press Ctrl Z. And right now we're going to animate the position of the text. So we need to go and align the playhead with this keyframe right here, as you can see. And then we're going to create a position keyframe. So right now we want the text to be all the way down there. Now you can press Shift and the right arrow key 2 times because we need to move 10 frames forwards. And now you can move the text back up. Make sure that it's centered, and then you can select these 2 keyframes and you can go to temporal interpolation and then select ease in. So that's going to make the animation a bit smoother. And as you can see, we haven't moved the text down enough. So I'm going to move back to the first keyframe and I'm going to move it down a little bit more. And as you can see, now it's no longer visible before the rectangle animates in. So you need to be careful with things like that. And then we're going to go right here to the end and align the playhead with this last keyframe right there. We're going to create a keyframe there. Then we're going to press the Shift and the left arrow key 2 times. And we're going to create another keyframe. And right now at the last keyframe, we're going to move the text up and out of frame. So right now we made this. And if I preview the entire title, you can see how it looks. So that's it for this tutorial. For more tutorials like this one, please check out my channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.